Alright, it's December the 19th, Tuesday. It's the 4th day of our late duck season. I'm going to be trying another duck hunt this morning. Yesterday, there will be no video from yesterday. I just took my father out and we saw like 10 birds all morning. Never even pulled the trigger, so didn't get a lot of footage. But hopefully today I'll be able to get more footage, whether or not I see a lot of birds. What I'm hunting today is kind of a big beaver pond. It's actually a very big beaver pond, especially for this area. And so there's two pools in this area. There's the front pool and the back pool. Both of them are big beaver ponds. And normally the birds use the front pool because it's a lot more shallow, and there's a lot more food. I'm on the back pool today. My reasoning is because when it froze hard last Saturday, so 4 days ago on opening day, I'm pretty sure this place will stay open during that time, even when it's a decently hard freeze, because this place is pretty deep. So what I'm hoping is that the ducks use this place as basically a way to get away from the ice, and hopefully there will still be a few birds using it. I've always seen a few mallards and a few wood ducks on this pond, but never large concentrations. Normally when we get big concentrations in this particular marsh, it's on the front pool. So yeah, I'm going to give it my best shot. I got a dozen decoys to set out, and I'm just taking a breather right now because I walked a mile in with my kayak, which was definitely pretty hard. But yeah, I'm going to give it my best shot. So yeah, stay tuned, and you guys are watching Virginia Outdoors Unlimited. Alright guys, so I got the decoy set out. We have about 12 minutes till shooting light, so I really need to shut off my light here. I already heard, I think, some wood ducks back in the back of here that probably roosted in here. So I'm hoping maybe they'll come over to me come shooting light. But the conditions today are not ideal. After Saturday, we've had really bad duck hunting conditions pretty much. Bluebird days with no wind continually. So yesterday we had a bluebird day with 2 miles an hour of wind. Today we're having a bluebird day, and the wind's actually supposed to get up today, but it's not going to be about till noon. So we really need some either cold weather or windy day or rain or something, because these bluebird days, they just allow the birds to get in the same pattern, and the birds fly for about 15 minutes, and then your hunt's basically over, which really stinks. I mean, you can always hang out in the marsh, but you're probably not going to shoot anything after that. Excuse me. But yeah, I need to turn off this camera, and got my gun loaded up, or I'm using my father's gun again. So knock on wood, hopefully that thing works. I don't really trust any shotguns right now after Saturday's hunt, but yeah, stay tuned, and hopefully we can get on some birds. Alrighty guys, it's legal shooting time. Let's get after them. Alright guys, so it's been extremely frustrating so far. Not extremely, but there's some birds around me. At least I've seen probably 40 wood ducks and a couple mallards. And I hear some mallards quacking. I can't pinpoint exactly where, but the birds are going down 100 yards from me over in this thick stuff over here. I'm reluctant to move over there just because I'd have to cross the lake with all my stuff on my back, which would just be kind of a pain. But if they keep landing over there, I am going to make a move. I'm hoping to just kind of pick off a few birds, because they just keep on circling me a couple times, and then they see those birds over there in that thick stuff, and they lock right up and go in there. So I need to either make a move or figure out how to get the birds in here better, because right now it's just not working. But I hear some birds quacking, I hear some birds flying, so I'm going to get off this camera, put it back on my head, and see if we can't make an adjustment to try to get the birds in here. Maybe pulling the Mojo might be the thing to do, or the Lucky Duck, just because it's late season now and the birds have seen a lot of these spinning wing decoys. So that might be the first thing I do, but I'll get back to you guys with after I make a decision on what I'm going to do. Alright guys, so I've decided I'm going to go jump these birds out of this hole. I'm gonna get back in here and I'm gonna try to jump shoot some of them, and hopefully they'll all flush out. And if they flush out and I don't jump shoot them, then I'm just gonna come back to the decoys, and hopefully some of them will circle around and come into me. But if they give me a shot opportunity, I will take it. There's a good few birds in here, but there's not too many. I wouldn't be educating too many birds. The risk with jump shooting is whenever you jump shoot birds, whenever you shoot birds on the water that are sitting there just hanging out, you take the risk of running them out for good. That really scares birds. So what I normally like to do is jump them up and let them fly around a little bit, and then they normally come back in, or jump them up and then the last few birds, I'll shoot at the last few birds, because you really just don't want to shoot into a big group of them. But I'm gonna take a walk across this lake, and we're gonna try to jump shoot these birds, so yeah, stay tuned. Alright, as you guys saw in that sequence, there was a ton of birds in here. I didn't realize. I thought there was maybe 20, 25 wood ducks, but this area goes back a lot further. So over here is where I shot the original one, way over there, about 100 yards. And there's just water like this all the way through, just like this. And so the birds have a lot of areas to go, and there was at least 100 wood ducks in here, but I killed one on the water. And the reason I always water swat them, especially in this thick stuff, is because if you shoot them in the air and they are at all alive, like even if they're just a little bit alive, they can get into these grasses and they will get away from you so quickly. So it's always better to water swat them in thick stuff, because then at least you have them, you can probably kill them on their first shot, versus hitting them in the air. There's a good chance that you have to do a cleanup shot, and sometimes when it's thick like this, you can't get your cleanup shot. So yeah, there's some movement now. I think I'm pushing the movement around, so when I sit back down at the decoys, I think the movement will probably cut off. But I need to head back there now while the birds are still flying, so I'm going to hustle back over there and hopefully get back into the action. Alright guys, so the movement did pick back up. I got back to my decoys and sat for about 15 minutes and nothing was happening, so I was like, okay, I'll reset the cameras, get the new batteries in them, and do all that stuff. And so I put the new battery in, this one, the Hero 5 Black, and it gives me an SD card error. So I'm trying to mess with that, and of course I look up and here's a mallard drake sitting right in the decoys, like not sitting but like locked up, and I look up at him and he looks at me and then he just gone, and before I could even get my gun up he was at 80 yards. And then I was like, oh shoot. So I sit around for like 10 more minutes, nothing is flying, I'm looking all around. A couple wood ducks flew by me, but they were going somewhere. And then I come out here and I set up the first camera, one of the Hero 3s, and then I'm working on the other Hero 3, this one right here. And I hear, like when they land on the water moving, and I look up and there's a woody drake at 35 yards, and I have this on my hand and my shotgun on my shoulder here. And so I put that down so slowly, and there was a woody hen who's at the other end of the lake. I'm not sure where she went. And she was calling to him, and so he was swimming across right in front of me, and I was just standing there still as could be, and I got the camera down, I reached for my gun, and as soon as I had my hand on the shoulder strap, he started turning back, swimming as hard as he could back towards the brush. And before I finally worked my gun off my shoulder, got it down, and he was at like 50 yards and flew up and landed over there on the back. So I'll probably go try to jump him momentarily, but the movement's looking at least optimistic. If we can just get a couple mallards in here and another wood duck, that'd be a great day for me. But it's tough today. Bluebird conditions. As you can see, not much clouds, no wind, so not duck hunting weather. But yeah, so stay tuned, and hopefully we can get on some. So I thought it was a hen, but it turns out it's just a small drake. So that's 2 drakes on the day, and 2 wood ducks is kind of my benchmark for a good day. So anything now is a bonus for me. 2 wood ducks is kind of, if I get 1 wood duck, it's kind of a below par day. 2 wood ducks though is on par with what I normally do, and it's a good day for me. So it's a pretty bird right there. Oh shoot. Yeah, I wrung his neck, so he's still got nerves, but really, really small wood duck. That's definitely a yearling bird. But they all eat the same, so I'm gonna get back over here to the decoys, and maybe we can get a couple more birds to decoy in, because I really want to shoot some in the decoys. I've jump shot both the birds I've shot today. Well, actually, those just came by me, so that was a pass shot, but I'd really love to decoy some birds, and I've had some opportunities. I just haven't been able to make it happen. So I'm gonna get back over there, and we're gonna try to make it happen at the decoys. Alrighty guys, so I called the hunt, and as soon as I walked down to the decoys, I heard quack, and I looked all around for forever. I didn't see anything, and then as soon as I go to start winding up the decoy again, I hear the whistle of wings, and there's 5 mallards circling over my head. And by the time I got back and got my gun, they were long gone. But the birds were here today much better than yesterday. Yesterday, I think I already mentioned it, but I went on a hunt and didn't even get any film, and that's how bad it was. But today it was decent. The birds were here. I couldn't get them to land in the decoys, which was my only gripe. I don't have anything against jump shooting birds or pass shooting birds, as long as the shots aren't too far. But shooting birds in the decoys it's a whole nother level of waterfowl. It's really the thing I enjoy most about waterfowl is shooting them right into the decoys. That's my favorite way to harvest birds. But here is the 2 birds, beautiful wood duck drakes. This guy got beat up a little bit, but this one's got a beautiful head on him. And if you have never seen these feathers before, those are some beautiful flank feathers right here. Just beautiful ducks, and I'm really pleased to get those birds. It's been tough around here recently. Like I said, it was good on the opening day, but since then we really had no weather, and like today we had bluebird skies. So it makes the hunting tough. But I hope everybody enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment down below or anything like that. I love interacting in the comments. And make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I'll be doing a lot more duck hunting videos coming up in the near future. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.